So then let's talk next about some gaming and tech stuff. We have PlayStation 1 remasters of fan favorite games coming out soon. We have Lara Croft cameoing in a very unexpected place, as well as Elon Musk telling other social media sites that he has to charge for things that they give out for free. So let's get into that. Welcome, nerds, to this week's edition of the Gaming and Tech News, generally speaking. Now, I'm no Linus or Spawnwave or Gamers Nexus or insert channel that is dedicated to the tech and gaming news here. That's not what you're getting here. This is just enough to keep you informed, generally speaking. We do this just about every week as part of a larger news show called The Week in Nerddom over on the main channel. You can find that linked down in the description or at the end of this video. Now let's talk about some gaming and tech and maybe even some like photo, video kind of news as well. Kicking off the section, follow-ups and corrections like we do. We have a follow-up on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate game. We got a trailer for it, which is great, but the big update here is July 17th is going to be the release date. Pre-orders are now open, and you can go pre-order that sucker for your Nintendo Switch. I think it's coming out on the PlayStation platforms as well as Steam, but Nintendo Switch is probably going to be the place where I get mine. Specifically, it's only on the Nintendo Switch. Sorry, I was definitely reading into the next throwback thing. Yeah, Nintendo Switch, go reserve it on the Nintendo eShop. Splintered Fate, go watch the trailer. It looks pretty damn good. An RPG, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles hack and slash RPG. I'm down for that. Next up on the follow-ups and corrections, we have the Lara Croft bit. Dead by Daylight is bringing Lara Croft in as their next survivor. She will be released on the platform July 16th. It's really funny because as I started taking notes for this week, it was just a rumor that she was going to be the next survivor for the game, and now it's confirmed. It doesn't count as a rumor confirmation because we haven't talked about it previously, but it is pretty cool. Either way. So, that's what we got for follow-ups and corrections. Let's talk about the regular-ass news. We have PlayStation 1 remasters. There's a couple of games that are coming from Limited Run Games, who have been doing a lot of remasters of old stuff very faithfully and very greatly. Super excited for this. It's Tomba 2 is the first one, which I never actually played back in the day on the PlayStation 1, and then Fear Effect, the first Fear Effect game, which I did play a little bit of and had a blast doing so. Both of them are getting remasters. Both of their remasters will be coming out on the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC to some degree. One of them is on Steam specifically, and one of them only said PC. I don't know why there was a differentiation if it's not going to be on Steam, but I didn't differentiate it in my notes. I just remember that from the original announcement, which still was strange. But there are trailers for both of them. You can find the links down in the description since we don't have a proper trailers section this week. But yeah, Limited Run Games is doing the Lord's work, so let's just keep supporting that, shall we? And then our next piece of regular-ass news for this episode is X. Elon Musk, over on his new everything platform X, has just been doing wonderful things, and that was sarcasm. So it used to be when Elon first took over, because I'm not paying for my X account. I'm a one-man show. I have a day job. I don't have that kind of time or money, but because I have other, subscriptions that I have to pay for in order to have the things to talk about as far as the news is concerned to begin with. Anyway. So the first thing that went was, it used to be called the Steam, not the Steam Deck, the Tweet Deck. Tweet Deck was a tool that you could use so you could interact with them in rather productive ways and function as a sort of business, if you will, and keep your eye on a lot of different things that you could actively be responding and making comments, and then potentially using that for fodder for feeding ideas to make content on other platforms. platforms. So that was the first thing to go, was TweetDeck, and there are kind of still ways around the missing TweetDeck, though it doesn't have the same functionality. If you're using Vivaldi browser, you can kind of build your own TweetDeck, but that's a video for another time and another channel. So from there, I thought that was going to be the only thing, and then last week I lost the ability to see my analytics on Twitter, which is a weird thing to take away, but again, I'm not paying for Twitter, so it makes sense, because that is something that a company would need to actively be taking advantage of. So since that's the case, Elon's got to get his little slice of the pie. But I found out that the TweetDeck option and also the analytics stuff, you can't get access to those two elements of X on just the bottom tier pay plan. If you're just paying the like $3 a month or whatever, you don't have access to those two elements anymore. You have to go for the mid tier at least in order to get access to those. So that sucks. But the big one here that we're talking about is live streaming. Apparently, with the ability to view analytics went the ability to live stream for free. You cannot actively stream to your X channel or your X page or account, or however you want to phrase that. You cannot actively live stream to your X account if you are not paying money. And specifically, if you're not paying for, again, the middle tier. You have to be paying the $6 a month, or it's like $6.50 or something like that a month for the ability to live stream on X, which live streaming on YouTube, live streaming on Rumble, live streaming on Facebook, and also a lot of the other alternative media platforms is free if they support live streaming. I believe Gab supports live streaming, and I think that's it for the alternative platforms. I don't think you can do it on Getter or Truth. You might be able to do it on Truth. I haven't honestly used Truth, so I don't know. But either way, on all of the other platforms that offer live streaming abilities, Twitch and Kick both also as well, you don't need to pay them in order to live stream on their platforms. So this is a very strange move. It is, premium subscriptions range, but so what nobody is covering in the news coverage about this is the fact that, again, it's in my notes, I copy pasted the premium subscription prices, and they are $3 for the bottom tier or $16 a month for the top tier. But the middle tier is where these perks start. So if you only are paying $3 a month, you can't get all of the things that were taken away from us. You can't get most of the things that were taken away from us. You can get basic things. You can get basic functionality, like the ability to post longer videos, the ability to post longer tweets. That is kind of all you get for $3 a month. It doesn't even take away any of the ads. And the middle tier doesn't take away all of the ads, just takes away some of the ads, or most of the ads, I think is the way they advertise it. Oh, also you get a little bit of a boost, a signal boost when you post. Small signal boost for the $3 a month, a bit more for the mid, and then the biggest boost that they can offer for the top tier. So just a weird situation right now with X. Like, I was totally behind everything Elon was doing until the live streaming. Like, I can understand it sucks, but I can understand taking away the access to TweetDeck. It's called Twitter or X Pro now, I think. And then I can also kind of understand the taking away of the analytics, because I'm not a big business. I'm not somebody who capitalizes on the analytics to make money. So like, yeah, I kind of understand that. It sucks and I hate it, but I mean, it's his platform, he can do what he wants. But I think the live streaming thing is going to be a deal breaker for a lot of people. I mean, Threads is already starting to pick up steam. So I don't know. This is an interesting play for Elon. Let's continue on though, because I'm rambling again. That is all we have for regular ass news though for this week in gaming and tech. This week's gaming and tech suggestion, we're going to do another YouTube suggestion, a channel that I have been watching a bit more of recently, and that is Gamers Nexus. Gamers Nexus is in what I wanted Austin Evans to be, in that Gamers Nexus is kind of an American Linus Tech Tips. They go much more into the weeds with the tech on Gamers Nexus than they do over at LTT, because LTT is more of an entertainment channel, whereas Gamers Nexus is more of an informational channel. But if you're really into tech, if you really are into how things function, Gamers Nexus is super interesting because they give you very great and detailed analytics for all of the new tech that's coming out and whether or not it's the thing for you. So yeah, Gamers Nexus is the suggestion this week. Definitely go check them out. That brings us to the end of the video, nerds. Thank you very much for joining me for the news. Once again, there is a full and probably much more up-to-date and recent episode of the news, the full-length version, if you will, called The Week in Nerddom over on the main channel, linked down in the description, and probably link popping up somewhere around my face right about now. So click on that, go check that out as well, or if you prefer your news in more truncated pieces, then by all means, just stick around here and go check out some of the other stuff we offer on this channel. Thank you very much for joining me. We will see you in the next one. Before we go, always remember, nerds, that if it is generally nerdy, it's probably here.